Hello everyone. So let's start with the last part for question number 21 to question number 30. So first question, Mr. Aniket is having 10 years of service left with the company Godrej Limited. He is entitled for pension payment of rupees 5 lakh per year from the company. So 10 years is still left, so still T10 he is not going to get. Pension will be paid for 30 years from T10, the first payment will be on the date of retirement till T39. What is the provision company should provide today in the profit and loss calculation for pension liability? This is as per accounting standard 15 by ICI, which says that if any of your employee is eligible for pension payment after his retirement, you need to make provision or you need to treat it as an expense in your profit and loss account in the period of his service. So how much what is the provision company should provide today in profit and loss calculation for pension liability if the appropriate annual interest rate for plan liability is 8% compounded annually? So the situation is T0, T1, T9, no payment will be done, but on T10 there is an outflow from your pension fund of rupees how much? 5 lakh every year, T11 5 lakh till for 30 period, okay, T38, T39 and T40. Last payment will be on T39, that is the starting of 40th year. First payment will be at starting of 11th year, so that is T10. So for 30 year the period will end at the end of 40 year. So payment will be at the last payment will be at the start of 40th year. So start of 40th year is T39. So provision is required. So for this fund we need to invest today, and that's what they are saying, how much we should invest today. So the interest rate which will be used for compounding is 8% in this fund. So how to calculate this? This is 5 lakh. Done. So again same way, same basis. In two steps we are going to calculate. The first step is finding the present value at T9. Finding the present value. There are other method also which I have used here, where I have used annuity due, that is the annuity which is having cash flow at the beginning of the period. So we can calculate first value at T10 and then discount it for 10 year, or we can calculate value at T9 and then discount it for 9 period. Answer will be same for both the calculations. First PV9, it is 5 lakh common, 1 divided by 1.08 to the power 1, that is the first cash flow which is standing on T10 will be moved backward for 1 period, 1 upon 1.08 to the power 2 till last 1 upon 1.08 to the power 30. So factor is 5 lakh multiplied by 8% for 30 periods, 1 annuity. So what is the present value factor? It is 11.2578. So value will be multiplied by 5 lakh. So relative value of all the pension payment on T9, I am saying T9, the calculation what I have given in the solution is different. So here I am doing a second way of calculating, 56 lakhs 28,891. This is the value standing on T9, relative value of all payment. So now PV0 is equals to 56,891 divided by 1.08 to the power 9. So this is now my future value with no payment, 8% for 9 periods. So present value is 28,15,847. 28,15,847. Not here. The second way of calculation is first find out the value at T10. I am using the beginning mode, that is annuity due. So we can find value at T10. So this is the relative value at T10, and then I have calculated value at T0. Same different way of calculating, but the answer will be same. So 28,15,000 A is your, no sorry, not A, B is your final answer. Next, question number 22nd. Amortizing bond, again installment payments will be done by this bond, pays 3,000 annually for 5 years. Every year 5,000 you are going to receive with the first payment occurring today, T0. So the price of bond, if required rate of return is 14%, annual rate is closest to, what will be the price? So this is your cash flows for 5 cash flows, I think for 5 years, yes. T2, 3, 4 and 5. Not, you are going to receive inflow 3,000 on first cash flow on T0 itself. That's what their question is saying. First cash flow occurring today itself. So 3,000, T0 represents start of first year. So every year start we are getting 3,000. So last payment will be done on the start of 5th year, that will be T4. Now they want to find out what will be the price today if this payment should have a return of 14%. So we will extract return of 14%. So extracting means discounting at the rate 14%. So what will be the value? Value will be equals to 3,000 1 plus 1 upon 1.14 power 1 till 1 upon 1.14 power 4. So factor is 14, 4, 0, 1, present value plus 1. So factor is 3,000 multiplied by 3.9137. So maximum, so relative value is equals to, relative value of all inflows is equals to 11,741. So maximum price investor will be ready to pay is 11,741. A is the right answer. Next part, 23. The present value of 10-year ordinary annuity of an annual payment. Ordinary means end of the period. Annuity means multi-cash flow. 10-year means 10 payment of 2,500 is 12,547 euro at 15% rate of interest compounded annually. What it is saying? 1, 2, T9 and T10. If you are going to make an outflow of 2,500 every year, it is relatively equals to 12,547 if the rate of interest is 15%. That is the complete information they have given. PV of annuity due with same interest rate and payment is closest to. Now what is annuity due? Where the payment is at the beginning of the period. Now they want to change the series. So all this 2,500 outflow will be moved one step backward. So now new series is present value 0 is equals to 2,500 1 plus 1 upon 1.15 power 1 till 1 upon 1.15 power 9, because now series will be different. Now series will be different. I am going to change this series. Now there will be no cash flow on T5 dash, and the first cash flow will be 2,500 at the beginning of first year, that is T0, beginning of second year T1, beginning of 10th year, that is T9th, and now they want what will be the present value. Can we discount this? Yes. For first 2,500 which is standing at T0, the relative value is T0, that 2,500 only. Second 2,500 standing at T1 moved backward for one step, so power is power 1. Last standing at T9 moved backward by 9 steps, so power is 9. So value is equals to, present value 0 is equals to 2,500, 15%, 9 cash flows, 1 PMT PV plus 1. So factor is 5.7716 multiplied by 2500 is equals to 14,428. 14,428 or 9. This B is the right answer. Next, 23. A mining company is generating following year-end cash flows at 13% required annual rate. What investment amount today will create a break-even point position for the investor? At break-even point, your present value of cash outflow should be equals to present value of your cash inflows. That is what the break-even point. That no profit and no loss. Break-even point means no profit and no loss. It means your inflow is equals to outflow in present value terms, relative terms. Because you are making a outflow at T0 X. On T1, series is for 5 year, T2, T3, T4 and T5. So what cash flows we are getting? On first year, second year we are getting cash flow of 1 million, 1.5 million, no cash flow for third, fourth, and then there is a negative cash flow of 2 lakhs. So inflows are 1 million, 1.2 million, 5 million, and there is a negative cash flow of 0.2 million. 2 lakh means 0.2 million. So how much we should be ready to pay today if the rate of interest or included is 13%. So relative to make it relatively equivalent, we will discount it at the rate 13%. So your X should be equals to 1 million, 1.08 power 1, 1500,000 divided by 1.08 power square, and negative 2 lakh 0.2 million divided by 1.08 power 5. We need to calculate individually. 1 million divided by 1.08, 925, 925, 15 million, 1.5 million divided by 1.08 square, it is 1286008, and last 2 lakh divided by 1.08, okay, I have to calculate 1.08 yx, 1.08 yx5 reciprocal into 2 lakh. So calculation is minus 136,116 plus 1286,008 minus 136,116. So net value, present value of all inflows net of your outflow on T5 is 2075817. So if we want to achieve a break even point, it means present value of inflow, this is your P, present value of cash inflow should be equals to your present value of cash outflow. That should be your maximum payout. So what we create a break even point, 1 million, 1.5 million. I have done some mistake or what? Let me see, 13%. Why I have taken 8%? Oh, I think last, from where I have got 8%. There is a mistake. It's not 8%, it's 13%. Sorry, it's 13%. It is 1.13 power 1, 1.13 power square, and 1.13 power 5. I'll recalculate it. $1 million divided by 1.13 stored 884,956 plus 1.5 million divided by 1.13 square 1174,720 stored plus 1 minus 1.13 yx5 reciprocal into 2 lakh. So it is 108,551 minus plus. So value is 1951 124. 1951 124. A is the right answer. I have taken wrong interest rate. That's why answer was not matching. So this is the final answer. So if the present value of all inflows is equals to 1951,000, so to achieve break even, maximum outflow should be 1951 because outflow will be done at T0. So to compare it on a relative basis, we need to bring all inflows at and outflows at one point of time. Next part, 25th. ABCL company has issued debenture of 50 lakh to be repaid after 7 years. So after 7 years at T7, they will require 50 lakh. How much should company invest in sinking fund? That is a fund where they are going to put some money every at the end or at the beginning of every period, depending on the fund, earning 12% in order to be able to repay the debenture. So situation is T0, 1, 2, by default end of the year payment will be done. They are going to invest X amount at the end of each period, X, X, X and X, and this X will compound because it is invested at some return, that is your what, 12%, your rate of return is 12%, and from this fund they are going to receive a maturity of 50 lakh which will be used for repayment of that debenture. This fund is called a sinking fund in finance. So what should be the value of this X? So this X cumulative of interest which is compounded at the rate of 12% should be equals to 50 lakhs. So we get our equation, that is X 1.12 to the power for first T1, invested at T1, maturing at T7. So interest will be compounded for 6 period. And last one should be equals to 50 lakhs. So we get X into FVAF, 12% for 7 cash flows should be equals to 50 lakhs. So X is equals to, let me calculate the factor first, 12, 7, 0 present value this time. The factor is 50 lakhs divided by 10.089. So every period 4,95,588 needs to be invested, and this amount for 7 periods when invested at 12% will result into a cumulative maturity value of 50 lakhs. So A is your answer. 25th gone. Next, 26. XYZ is creating sinking fund again for some maturity amount to redeem its preference share capital of 10 lakh rupees. So already some preference share are already issued in market which are due for redemption, issued on 6 April 10, maturing on April 5, 2022. So how many years? So 12 years is the total tenure. The first annual payment will be made on 6th April 2010. So this is your 6th April 2010. T1 is your 5th April 11. T2 is 5th April 12. So last payment will be on 5th April 22. It means it's going to be T12. What it is saying that on redemption, the total amount required from this fund is how much? 10 lakh rupees. This is the total requirement. In this fund, we are going to invest some amount, and the first amount will be invested on 6th April 10, that is this X amount. So for 12 years, we are going to invest for 12 periods, so there will be 12 payments. So last payment will be on what date? Whether 5th April 21 or whether 5th April 22, because there are total 13 point of time. So if we are starting on T0, so last payment will be on T11 and this dash. So in earlier question it was ordinary annuity, whereas in this question it become annuity due. So when we are going to invest from first day, we are going to invest for first day of first year is T0, first day of second year is T1, first day of 12th year is T11. For 12 year, at start of every year we are going to invest X, and this will be compounded at the rate of 12% So we need a maturity of 10 lakh. How much should be the investment amount? Same basis, your x, the first x which is standing on T0, x 1.12 to the power this time 12, 1.12 from T0 to T12, then 11, 1.12 power 1, the last payment, should be equals to 10 lakhs. So factor is 12% for 12 payments for 0, for 1 and one more compounding because it's annuity due. So factor is x multiplied by 27.0291 should be equals to 10 lakhs. I can use directly the annuity due symbol calculation, but I am keeping it with the normal annuity. So this is divided by 270291. We get, so x should be 36,997. So at the start of each period for these 12 years, if we invest 36,997, after 12 years the cumulative amount will be 10 lakh, which can be used for redemption of payment of your preference share. A is your answer. Next, 27. Madan has a target maturity of 35,000 at the end of 10 years, that is T10. Given the stated annual rate is 8% compounded quarterly, here M is 4, R is 8%, so small r becomes 2% per quarter. 10 year is your total time, so small t becomes 40 quarters. Constant investment for every quarter is closest to, what should be your investment amount? Again, this is your now a quarterly series. So this is your T0, 1. When the first payment is done? No, nothing is mentioned. So when nothing is mentioned, every period end. So 39 and 40. So outflow is first period end, first second quarter end, 39th quarter end and 40th quarter end. Inflow required is 35,000 at the end of 40th quarter, that is the end of 10th year. So again the calculation is x, we need to compound at the rate 2%. So x 1.02 to the power first from T1 to T40, how many period? 39, not 40, 38, 1.02 and last one should be equals to 35,000. We can rewrite this as x into FBAF 2% comma 40 should be equals to 35,000. So factor is 2%, 40 periods, 0, 1, 60.402. So x is x into 60.402 should be equals to 35,000. So x is equals to 579, odd amount 579. So A is your final answer. Next, 28th. Consider a constant cash flow perpetuity infinite series of 300 pound per year with first payment beginning at T5. Okay, it's T0, T1, T4, T5, T6 and this will go till infinite. So we are going to get payment first on T5, that is 300, 300 till infinite. Given a discount rate of 10%, this is an annual series. Given a discount, what is the present value? They want to find out the present value at T0 of this series. So this is a two-stage series because for T0 to T1 there are no cash flow and then there is a constant 300. Again in two steps. First we need to find out value at T4. So value is, present value at 4 is equals to 300 on 0.10, that is 3000. Direct. It's a constant cash flow series. So for constant cash flow series we have a formula, that is PV nth will be equals to CF nth plus 1 on over I. So this is a sum of infinite geometric progression. From there we have derived this model, perpetual constant cash flow model. So with this 3000, now the series is limited with for 4 periods, T0, 1, 2, 3 and T4, and here 3000 is standing at T4, which we need to bring back to T0. So PV0 is equals to 3000 over 1.10 to the power 4 gives you 3000 1.10 is equals to 2049. So it is 2049 is your answer. A is your answer. Second last question. Retirement benefit plan of a company offers two options to its employee: a perpetuity till infinite. The employee is going to get, and then his generation are also going to get, of £3,000 a month, M is equals to 12. Beginning with first cash flow in 1 month, that is from T1 till infinite, if monthly series. Or a lump sum payment of 7,000 if the annual discount rate is 6%, capital R is 6%, so small r become 0.5%. The present value of the perpetuity is not from employee or a company point of view, just they want to compare. So PV of second option is very clear. It is a lump sum payment of £7 lakh pound at T0. So present value is also 7 lakh because it is a lump sum amount standing at T0. Now the problem is series 1. It is monthly series. T0, T1, T second month, T third month, and the first cash flow is 3000, 3000, 3000 and till infinite. So they want to find out the present value. So we need to discount it at the rate, what rate? 0.5%. 0.5%. So PV0 for first is equals to 3000 divided by 0.005 gives you 3000 divided by 0.005 is equals to 6 lakhs. So lump sum payment is greater, whereas annuity payment is less. What it is saying? The present value of perpetuity is less than the lump sum. A is the right answer. We are again using the same concept. PV of nth is equals to CF nth plus 1 upon I. The perpetual constant cash flow model, where a infinite geometric progression, if cash flows are constant, will consolidate into the CF1 upon I. Last question. Find the value of perpetual preferred stock, that is preference share, which will make it first quarterly payment of dividend. It's a share, so dividend will be paid of $200 in 5 quarters. That is not at T0, T1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is a perpetual, so infinite instrument. This is a quarterly series which will make first quarterly dividend payment of $200 in 5 quarters. So 5th quarter will end on T5 and then 200 and so on till infinite. So this is the dividend which we are going to get. If investor desired rate of return is R is 6%, so for quarterly it becomes 1.5%. So what they want to find out the value, what should be the value today, maximum amount we are ready to pay for this preference share. So we will not pay more than what we are going to get. So we are paying at T0, but we are getting at different point of time. So to make them relatively equal, we will bring all the dividend at T0. So that means we will be discounting it at the rate of 1.5%. So again, we are going to apply model here because model's conditions are satisfied at T4. Present value of 4 is equals to CF5 on I. 200 over 0.015 is equals to 13,333. With this step, this complete infinite series become a small series of 4 periods with a consolidated value standing at T4. Now we want to bring at T0. So PV0, present value of all dividends at T0, will be equals to 1.015 to the power 4 is equals to 10,969. So if the present value of all dividends relatively equals to 10,969 on T0, how much we are ready to pay, maximum amount we are ready to pay. I have done something wrong. 1.015 x into 13,333. 13,333 divided by 1.015. It is not this, 12,562. It is 12,562. B is the final answer. So with this, all 30 questions are done. I hope you can check your answers if there are certain mistakes where you need to improvise. Thank you so much.